Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Shiver Read. Today I'll be doing another reading vlog. So things are different a little bit right now. I'm doing like a weekend reading vlog, but it's not really a weekend. It's like a mesh between a weekend as well as a 24-hour readathon, because there's actually a readathon that's happening this weekend called the 24 and 48 readathon, which the whole purpose of it is to read 24 hours within a 48-hour time span, which basically is a lot less stressful, I guess, because basically what they do is read 24 hours, but you have a longer duration of time to read 24 hours. And I like this readathon because it's actually, one, first of all, it's not very stressful, and two, there's no TBRs. You kind of just read whatever you want to read and just, you know, have fun. I do know that this time they're having like some group books for it, but my purpose is to just catch up on the books that I am currently reading, the books I kind of want to get through. So let's talk about the books that I am planning to read during this 24-hour time period within this weekend. So the first book that I'll be picking up is The Echo Wife by Sarah Gailey. I'm actually on page 182 already. This book is actually on my February arc reading vlog, so I don't know if this video will be up before then or after, but I already talked about this book a little bit prior to that. But basically, this book follows a woman who is a really successful geneticist, like a scientist, and she developed the whole cloning process. And one day her husband ends up cheating on her, or she finds out her husband's cheating on her with her clone. And upon realizing that, something happens and her husband ends up dead. So now her and this clone are trying to like pick up the pieces, find out what's happening next, how to move on, what to do with this dead husband now, etc. And it is interesting. I feel like this entire book I'm getting like iRobot vibes, but like clone, I guess, where I feel like, because the clone is basically her, the original, but like a nicer version and more like someone who is always more thoughtful, more like would take the time to think things through before they say anything. Because the original is very much like a self-absorbed lady, and she's very successful, very, you know, like she just thinks that she is smarter than everyone else, which she is. Like, granted, I mean, she literally created this whole like cloning process and is like very successful. So I guess like, but her personality has much to be desired, and I guess her husband decided to create a clone to kind of like fix these problems. So it's just, I'm definitely getting like iRobot vibes, where the clone will definitely do some sort of like, you know, deviation and try to take over the original's life, etc. And I'm kind of like, I'm curious to see that will happen. I don't know, this is all just like my thoughts rambling, but it's also very late right now. It's like 11:30 something, and I kind of want to get this like intro out of the way so I can continue reading and start the actual readathon when it hits midnight. But yeah, so this is the first book on my TBR. Then the next book on here is The Electric Kingdom by David Arnold. This is another one that will also be on my arc reading vlog. This is the one that I'm hoping to read as well. All I know, this is like some sort of like post-apocalyptic tale. It says over here, where humanity is louder than a swarm of flies and hope radiates in the bleakest of places. I just know something to do with like a survival book for sure. That's all I really know. Then this next book that I'm hoping to pick up is one that I didn't manage to read during January. This is like the only book that I didn't get to, and that is Cinderella is Dead by Kayleen Bayron. This is a LGBT retelling of Cinderella. I want to say it's like a sci-fi fantasy version of it, but that's like really all I know about this book, but I'm excited for it. Seems like a short read. So these are the 3 physical books that I am hoping to pick up, and in the meantime I'm hoping to continue with my ebook, which is The Score. For this one I am 68% of the way through. I finally have the copy again. I started it sometime last year, and then my copy got returned, and it took almost an entire year essentially for me to get the copy back. And I thought, for some whatever dumb reason, I thought that my spot would have been saved, but I guess maybe because it was like too long ago, it didn't, like, I don't have the spot saved anymore, so I don't even know where I started. I literally just like skimmed through the first, like, I don't even know how much of this book and try to like see what I remember, what I didn't remember. But I'm enjoying it. It's definitely very smutty. It's like new adult. It's about this girl who, it's like a girl meets guy, guy's rich, and you know, this girl is trying to be an actress, and so I guess there's a lot of like sexual tension between the two of them and chemistry, and I don't know, I am so here for it. I really enjoyed the first book and the second book. I think it's the third book actually. Yeah, this is the third book, so I enjoyed both of them in the past, so I have pretty high hopes for this one as well. And then the last and final book that I am hoping to finish I started it today actually, and that is From Blood and Ash, and this one I am currently 37 minutes in or something. Yeah, something like that, and I have about 10 hours left. This one I am super excited for. I've heard so many good things about this book in general. All I know is that it's like a new adult fantasy, and it follows this girl who's a maiden, and I guess like she has a lot of restrictions in her life because everything's kind of like monitored and controlled by the elders, and not really sure what's going on so far, but she wanted to experience life without everyone just controlling what she had to do and what she couldn't do. And so she ends up going to like a brothel house, I want to say, called like the Pearl, and she goes there, and I guess like things happen. She meets a guy who's like a really famous like guard or something like that, and of course like chemistry happens, and that's basically where I'm at right now. Like I really didn't start much, but I am definitely hoping to finish that book today for sure. I feel like tomorrow I do want to do a lot of like baking and cooking. I have a lot of things I want to just try, so I feel like audiobook will be like my biggest friend tomorrow, so I'm really excited about that. And then hopefully I'll get through the other books. So honestly, like I feel pretty confident I can finish at least like 2, maybe even 3 books. I think that's kind of like my goal for tomorrow, or like this weekend in general. And then I'm hoping to read more tomorrow because Sunday is actually gonna be kind of busy. It's the Super Bowl, and I do want to go and hang out with my sister and like have fun there. So I feel like Sunday will be kind of like non-existent for me. So it's really gonna just be Saturday, I think, that I can focus most of my reading on. But yeah, anyways, this is a very long and lengthy intro, but I will see you guys in a little bit once I get to reading. Alright, so it is now 4 p.m, 4:30 p.m, something like that, and most of the day has already gone by. So let's just give you guys a quick update on how I've been doing for this readathon. Honestly, not the greatest. I've only read just under 5.5 hours. I don't know if you can see this, but just under 5.5 hours, so I still have quite a ways to go. Honestly, I don't think I will be able to read the entire 24 hours. That was never really my goal. My goal was just to read more books, and so far I've managed to finish one, which is this one over here. And then on top of that, I've also managed to read some of this book over here, which is Cinderella's Dead. I'm on page 90, so I haven't made too much of a progress here, but to be fair, I haven't been reading a lot physically today. I've been doing a lot of like chores. I went on a walk, I did some baking, and the entire time I was actually listening to my audiobook. So that's actually where I made the most progress. And so I am actually now only 6 hours left on this audiobook, so I think I should be done with this in the next 3 hours or so of reading, because I have it on 2 times the speed, or like just under 2 times the speed. So far it's interesting. I don't know, I'm a huge fan of the book, to be honest. I felt like I just had such high expectations, but it's intriguing. I'm definitely curious about this girl who is the maiden, and she's very she has a lot of restrictions in terms of how she can act, how she can behave, what she can do, what she cannot do, how she looks, etc. And there's a lot of regulations for her, and she feels very stifled. And I don't know, I just feel like it's okay. It's an okay read, not really amazing. But then on top of that, I did also manage to read a bit of my ebook. So I'm reading The Score, which is right here, if it'll even load. The Score. And I am 75% of the way through, so I think there's a very good chance I'll be finished the ebook as well as my audiobook today. So I'll be finishing 3 books, which is pretty good, and I hope to finish this book as well. And then if I can finish 4 books, I'll be really happy. And if I can get through some of this book as well, that'll be even better. So I think that's kind of like a stretch, to be honest, but I'm hoping I can at least read through 3, most likely 4, most likely 3 for sure. 4, possibly 5 stretch, but maybe, who knows, like there's so lots of time, I think. Also, I'm a huge dumbass because I forgot that this readathon is one that actually starts at a set time and not at where it is in your time zone. So it should have started for me at like 9 p.m. yesterday because it's set in Eastern time, and every time I've done this readathon in the past, I've always gone to the East Coast. I've been in New York the entire time, so I've always started at midnight, and I just assumed it was at midnight here too, but no, I should have started at 9 p.m. Anyways, that's it in terms of this update, and I will get back to reading. I want to edit my vlog actually for a different video, so I think I might get that done because I do want that out on Monday, so I'm going to focus a little bit of time on that, and then I'll get back to reading. Okay, so not really sure when I last updated you guys, but I have basically done 0 reading since then. According to my phone, I have read just under 6 hours, so not much, but it's mainly because I've been editing my video for the past like 2.5, 3 hours. Like I was just like taking forever. I don't know what was going on. I was trying something different, and then I was just like, it was just taking a really long time, I think. And then I wanted to try something at the end, and I was like, oh, let me just add this, and then it took me forever to figure that out too, because I was like, the way that I wanted it to work wasn't working correctly, so that took some time. But yeah, anyways, point is, by the time this video's up, a video that I'm editing, which is the Goodreads Best Fiction reading vlog, should be up, so I'll link that somewhere above in case you want to check out my thoughts on some of the best books that was voted for Goodreads for 2020. But anyways, I'm gonna go read. I think right now it's like almost 10 o'clock, so I think I'm gonna try to read for another hour, 2 hours, well, at least 2 hours, because I need to like wait for my video to export. Yeah, so it's just a struggle. Today has been like super tiring, but yeah, so far I have read 0 books. Like I haven't finished any books since I last updated you guys, but I'm hoping to remedy that by tonight. So anyways, I'll check back in later. So for Sunday, I actually didn't do an actual update, so I'm actually going to do a voiceover for the rest of the video. So starting off Sunday, I actually went on a walk pretty early in the morning, and it was nice to just get out for a little bit after all day basically of just reading and staying indoors, so that was pretty nice. And then after that, my goal was actually go to the Super Bowl, so I ended up going over to my sister's place to watch the Super Bowl. Of course, we ended up playing Mario Kart for a little bit, and I got my ass whooped, so that was really fun. But then after that, we watched the Super Bowl between the Chiefs and the Buccaneers, and it was an interesting game. That's all I can say, really. To be honest, I wasn't really rooting for either teams. I was just really there to watch the Super Super Bowl because I do enjoy watching the game, as well as the halftime show, obviously. And of course, as typical of Super Bowl style, we ate a lot of food. We had a lot of chicken, wings, and fried chicken, and then to kind of make ourselves feel a little bit healthier, we did end up grilling some vegetables at the end. And then once the Super Bowl ended, I ended up driving straight home because I wanted to make some food for work the next week or the following week. And of course, during that, I was listening to my audiobook. And then I was just trying to finish up all the books because at this point, I actually didn't finish reading a single book except for The Echo Wife. So I just sat down and tried to finish up the other 3 books, which was Cinderella is Dead, as well as my ebook and then my audiobook. So overall, I feel like my experience was pretty decent. I didn't read as much as I would have liked, to be honest, but overall I did end up finishing 3 out of the 4 books that I thought I would finish. The only one that I didn't get to finish was the audiobook, but I really didn't have much left and I ended up finishing it the next day pretty early on, so I still consider that as a win. I definitely read most books that I have read in a while over this weekend, and this readathon definitely motivated me to continue reading, so that was kind of my main goal and I'm glad that it exceeded. Overall, I did end up giving Cinderella is Dead 3.5 stars. I forget what stars I gave for The Echo Wife, but I want to say it was like 2 stars or something like that. It wasn't amazing, and I did end up giving my ebook 4 stars. So that was kind of my experience overall. Like I said already, it's pretty successful, but that's really all I can say for this video. As always, if you do like this video, please do give me a thumbs up. It really does help out my channel. And if you would like to see more content of me, please do subscribe to me and hit the notification bell to get notifications. And as always, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!